If you do all of these things, I guarantee you, guaranteed, you set yourself up for success for your next promotion at work. Let's get into what I call my secret formula to position yourself for a promotion. So it's my A.C.E formula. A stands for align, C stands for communicate, E stands for engage. So try to remember A.C.E. So the first thing you want to do is align your work with the leader's expectation. How can you know what your leader's expectations are? That's simple. Ask them. Ask your leader, hi leader, what are your expectations of me as your employee? Here's a question that I usually ask my leaders, especially when I just join a company. I say, the last person that was promoted, what did they do that made you promote them? What are some of the tasks? Because they were obviously in my role before, and then now you promoted them to a higher level. What tasks did they do? How did they do those tasks? And then why did you like the way they did it? So that creates a little bit of clarity for you. It's not just understanding your job description. Everybody has the same job description, but not everybody gets promoted, right? So you're looking at your job description. Somebody took that job description and then they did it differently and it got them a promotion. So you want to ask your boss, if you think about like a human being, that the last person you promoted, what did they do? How did they do it? And why did they get promoted? And that's how you understand what the expectations are. So now you have the expectations. The next thing you want to do is align your work with the expectations. Your leader literally just gave you a template of how to get a promotion by telling you what the last person did to get a promotion. So you take that template and you're like, okay, how can I implement this in the way that I work? The second thing is shifting from an executor. So when you're especially at the bottom of the food chain, where I always say it, right? At work, at the bottom of the ladder, we're always thinking about doing. But sometimes, especially just imagine if you had a business and you just keep packaging orders and shipping it out. Packaging orders, shipping it out. I doubt that your business will ever grow. As a business owner, what you could do is say, I've been packaging orders and shipping it out. How can I grow my business? So you start thinking as a business owner, right? You're like, what steps, what things can I do to get more orders? How can I change the way that I package these orders so that maybe people will order more things or people would agree to pay more money for the orders? So you have that like strategic mindset. So instead of just as if you're working in the factory, package orders, ship, package, If you want to get promoted, don't think like a factory worker who gets instructions, does it exactly how they told him to do it, and then you ship it out. You're not going to get a promotion. So if you want to get a promotion, you want to think strategically. Like, I've been given this task. I'm supposed to package this order and ship it out. How can I make it better so that I get 10 more customers? How can I make the box better? How can I spend less time packaging? So maybe I can now say, okay, is there anything other task I can work on? Hey boss, I noticed that when we package the orders, because we are using this type of tape, it takes us 10 more minutes. But if we get a mechanical tape, I'm making this up by the way. If we get a mechanical tape, then it's gonna save us 10 more minutes. See how we're thinking about how to make the company profit. So again, I like to use the most rudimentary roles because people think, oh, this would only apply if you're vice president. Any job at all, you can find a way to make it better. And that's how you position yourself for promotion. Because not only are you thinking strategically, you're thinking like a business owner. So it's as if you feel like you have a stake in the business. You're trying to make the business owner more successful. And that's why they promote you. The other thing that I see a lot, I'm still struggling with this myself, and a lot of us struggle with it, is when you see something, you say something. So for instance, you notice that, let's say the way you guys park in the parking lot Maybe in your previous role, your previous company, you used to work security, or maybe you worked in safety, but now you're not even doing anything related to safety. But then you saw that the way people drive up, maybe people are speeding into the parking lot. Let's use that example. If you don't say something, then it could cost the company money, or somebody could get hurt. So instead of being quiet, you could say in the next meeting, hey, I noticed that we're always speeding into the parking lot, and the other day somebody almost got hurt. And in my previous background, I had experience with safety. So I'm gonna recommend that we put a speed limit or a speed bumper in the parking lot. See how this has nothing to do with your role, but now you've given them an indication that you have other skill sets outside of what you're currently doing. They've already seen that you have risk awareness. 3, they see that you're looking out for the company. 4, you're not shy to speak up in meetings. Those are all qualities of a leader. So that's what we want to do. When we're in meetings, when we see something, we say something. We're bold enough to say, I may be wrong, but this is what I think. A lot of times we find it difficult to do that, especially when everybody has agreed to something. Even the leader, who we think are above us, hey, everybody has agreed to something, but you have a different opinion. So are you the kind of person who offers your opinion? Or are you the person who says, oh, I don't want anyone to look at me, or I don't want to appear like I'm wrong, right? Always show what I call leadership skills. If you see something, you say something, regardless of what the consequences. What's the worst that will happen? You were wrong. Even if you were wrong, the fact that you spoke up accounts for something, because it means that, okay, this person is willing to speak up even when they're wrong. So that's for our A. Again, the ACE method, the first A stands for align. Aligning your skills and your actions with expectations of your leader. So what action steps can you take with align? In your next meeting, what is something that you can do to make sure that you are more aligned with your leader's expectations? Drop it in the chat. What is one action, one small step that you can take to make sure you are aligned with your leader's expectations? So instead of say, oh, this week during a meeting, I just want to give an update. Instead of an update, you say, I want to give an observation. I want to give a recommendation. I want to give a suggestion. Instead of, I want to give an update. This is what I'm working on this week. It's helpful for everybody to know what you're working on, but how has that added value to the conversation? That's something you want to ask yourself. How has that added value to the conversation? The second thing, ACE, right? C stands for communicate. So we already said that your leader does not read minds. We always assume that our leaders know exactly what we're doing. They know how we're adding value. Your leader does not read your mind. So how can you communicate your value to your leader? The second thing I'll add to that is, does your leader even know you want a promotion? So communicate your value and then communicate what you want. So when you join the company, which job specifically, like look around and see, okay, in 2 years, this is the job that I want. Or in 5 years, this is the job that I want. Or I'm doing this job, but I like this job. So how can I get from here to here? Communicate your desires. So in my company, we do what we call talent discussions. And the question the leaders are always asking is, what is this person's aspiration? So your manager can say, oh yes, this person wants to be a manager. Then we can now start having a conversation about, okay, does this person have management skills? Should we start training them to be a manager? Maybe we need to pair that person with somebody that they can mentor so we can gauge to see if this person has leadership skills. But if you don't communicate your intentions with your manager, then your manager doesn't even know what you want. So a lot of people are like, oh, I got passed up for a promotion. But does your leader even know you're looking for a promotion? I know a lot of us assume that, why would she think I'm not looking for a promotion? You will be surprised how many people, as an HR person, we've offered the promotion to someone and the person's like, no, thank you, I don't want it. I don't want to be a manager. I don't want any of that stress. I have young kids. I'm taking care of them. We talked about A, align your work with your leader's expectations. 2, we said communicate your goals, so communicate what you want, and make sure you're communicating the value that you provide to your manager. The action step for C is you can talk to your manager and say, this is what I want to get next. I want to get a promotion to this. Look for a particular role that you want. And then you ask your manager, what can I do to get to this new role? And your manager will literally give you, or he will give you the blueprint. A lot of times we don't have the answers because we don't ask, because they might not even know that you want it. So the last acronym in my guaranteed method to get a promotion, last is E in the A.C.E framework. Engage with decision makers before the opportunities open. What does that mean? It means you shouldn't wait for there to be, maybe there's a role that they're hiring for. Oh, it's time for a promotion. Then you now start trying to figure out how you put your name in the ring. No. Instead, when you want a promotion, you start trying to get a promotion like maybe a year before it's time for promotion. You should have been talking to those, like, let's say for instance, you're in this role and you want to go to some other department. You go and find out who is the manager in that department 1 year ago. And you start talking, you first of all go and tell the manager of that department, hey, I want to come into your department. What are the things I need to do to position myself so that if a position opens up, I will be considered? That's 1 year ago. The person said, okay, I need somebody who has this skill, that skill, this skill, that skill. Say, okay. If you have to take training, maybe you can say, okay, I'm going to do XYZ training. Is there any project that you have in your department? I can maybe shadow somebody who is already doing some of that work, or I can, I have maybe 30 minutes or 1 hour of spare time. I can just come and help you in your department. You see how you are positioning yourself. If a promotion opens in that department, you will be on the manager's mind, because you didn't just say, I want a promotion. You're already thinking ahead. How can I be of service to you even before the position opens? So engage with the decision makers before the time comes. Also, you're not just thinking about the manager, because a lot of times when there's a promotion, it's not just the manager that makes a decision. The manager makes a decision, the manager's manager makes a decision, the manager's peers are also part of the decision because they also offer their thoughts. So let's say you have been, with the manager, you're helping the manager, but then the manager's colleague, you snapped at her the other day, or, she told you to do something and you were just haphazard about it. She might also be offering her feedback to the person that's going to hire you. So don't only think about the people in that chain of command. Anybody in the company can affect your promotion. It's not just your manager. As a matter of fact, a lot of times your manager has little control. Every promotion season, I can't tell you how many managers are upset because all the people they put up for promotion were knocked down. Why? Because the manager thinks you're doing a great job, but nobody else can see it. A lot of leaders are like, I don't even know what your employee does. I've never seen them contributing in meetings. Or what value has she provided us in the last 1 week? And the manager has been telling you, oh, you get a promotion, you get a promotion. But because you only focused your efforts on just the manager, you didn't get the promotion. So you don't only think about your manager. Think about your manager, your manager's manager, your manager's colleagues, your colleagues. If there are people who are already in that role that you're vying for, you go and be friends with them, network with them. Say, hey, I just want to shadow you. Can I just join your meeting and see what you do? Can I help you take notes in this meeting? Can I help you type this out? Because those people might be on the interview panel. So they might not even need to interview you because guess what? They've worked with you already. They already know that, hey, Boma is good at XYZ, right? So don't just think about the manager and, oh, my manager is going to give me a promotion. It's a misconception. I'm telling you guys, because most times the manager wants to promote you, but there's so many things blocking that manager from promoting you. And this brings me to something that I like to tell all employees. I don't care where you work, even if you work at the gas station. Every employee needs a few people in their corner. I feel like every employee should have a mentor. There's another role. People know mentor. A lot of people don't know sponsor. Sponsor is like levels above your mentor. So if you are level 1, your sponsor will be like 5. So when you do all of these things and you're like, you know what? Now I feel like I know what I need to do to get my next promotion, but I just need somebody to hold me accountable. Maybe it's looking a little too complex. I need someone to make it clearer, make it simpler. That's where a coach comes in. So that's the takeaway and the homework maybe I'll give all of us today. Is 1, think about the A.C.E formula. Align, communicate, engage. Which of these 3 things do you think are holding you back at work? And what can you do about it? You find a mentor, you find a sponsor, and you find a coach for yourself. If you do all of these things, I guarantee you, guaranteed, you set yourself up for success for your next promotion at work.